So I've got a confession. This is not exactly the video I had planned for today. I was actually planning on doing a video on my paracord handles and how I treat them with epoxy to make them permanent and monolithic and make them in such a way that you can use Kydex for them. But the downside of that video that I didn't realize until now is that I actually want to have, a finished shot in that video when the knife's done. And that's going to take like 24 hours. So we're going to talk about this instead. Now this is a clip rake. So you watched the framework video, I showed this and I had a whole bunch of guys asking me what this is and where I get this, that sort of stuff. This is a Fellhalter clip rake. Now Fellhalter is a very famous knife maker in America. He makes folding knives. You could make this thing yourself if you wanted to. They're not cheap, especially if you're buying them in US dollars and you're in Australia. So I figured Brian Fellhalter would know what he's doing and he's sort of figured these things out for me already. And being time poor, stuff like this, I'd much rather just buy a jig or buy it, and just have it work and not f around with it and try and make it work myself. So what this is, it is essentially a little hinge. These little things in here are replaceable. So you can actually pull these out. There we go, so these are basically replaceable. You've got these little pins here. You can go through all different size rollers, whatever you want really. They come with this and a big roller. I only ever use a small roller personally. And realistically, you can make whatever size rollers you want. You just have to have basically a dowel with a hole drilled through it. You can have whatever size you want. You can also do like deep carry clips this way if you want. You just have to have a bit of heat. But the advantage of this is a very easy, simple way to bend a clip. So all you really got to do is find out where you want your first bend. Let's not do this upside down actually. And you bend it. Sometimes you want to put a little bit of heat in there, but personally I tend to avoid it just because it's a pain in the ass. If I'm doing a really big bend, I will. But for something like this, where I'm not really bending it a whole lot, I'm only bending it, a few degrees, it's not really necessary. And you do a second bend, and then you'll do a third bend. And that right there is your clip. Now from here, I'll adjust it a little bit. I might hit it with a hammer or something and straighten them out. That sort of gives you your basic clip in 3-4 seconds, And this is all adjustable, these are all tabs, you can bring it up and down and do lots of stuff. Great bit of kit, works well. I very, very much like it. So we'll do another one real quick on camera so you can see what I'm doing. The first bend will be up here. I bend it to about there. Second bend will be here. Now sometimes I will adjust this up and down if I can get away, if I have to, but I think I can get away with not adjusting it on this one. Because obviously the less you have to adjust, the quicker it can be. So you want to kind of find that point where, that happy medium, where you can bend them real easy. Sort of modify them. And there we go, that's bend. Now if I want to bend it further, I can stick it as a vise, I can hit it with a hammer and tweak it from there. Now the advantage of this thing is that it's quick, it's repeatable, you're not f***ing around. I've done this with a vise, it was a pain in the ass. This is way, way easier. You could probably use a sheet metal brake for this as well, but this works, it works, it takes up no space, and works well for me. Now these clips are titanium, these are about 45 thousandths I think, about 1.5 millimeter thick. And what I did was I bought a huge sheet of titanium at this thickness, and whenever I need clips for a design, I just get a whole bunch of water jetted out. Saves me so much headache, so much hassle, and I very, very much recommend that if you're making folders. It also means that all my clips are the same, and I can have the same retention on my clips. If I'm making one-off clips for every knife, you can have good clips, you can have bad clips. This way, I can guarantee that each clip's gonna be where I want it. So yeah, that's how I make my pocket clips. Real simple. From here, I can deburr it, I can grind it, whatever, and basically have finished pocket clips out of that. So in other news, I've also made a pre-order link for the Gen 2 Surgeons Live. Now, why have I done this? Well, I did a batch of Gen 2s maybe 2 weeks ago. They sold out within days. And that sort of left a lot of guys who were umming and ahhing and deciding to pull the trigger, left them missing out, which leaves a lot of guys disappointed, and that's not what I want. Also, I put up a poll on Instagram the other day asking about colors. And every Tom, Dick and Harry have a different opinion about what color they want. So what I'm doing now is got a Gen 2 Surgeon pre-order. If you want any color, put it in the description and I'll do my best to get the closest match. Now obviously, we have a whole bunch of color options available, but we are limited. So if you want something really weird, like if you want hot pink with polka dots, I don't know if that's gonna happen. We'll do the closest and the best we can. But yeah, the pre-order link for the Surgeons is live. Those blades have been machined and they should be getting heat treated within the next week or so. So I just want to get that out there for all the guys that are asking for pre-orders. Makes my life easier, makes your life easier. That's what I'm thinking. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it and I'll see you in the next video. So I figured I'd run this for the outro. If you're wondering why the audio was this little thing wasn't plugged in properly. So all the audio from this is garbage. We had to use the audio from the camera. I'm very sorry, I apologize, but hopefully it's good. The information's still good, so I figured I'm just gonna roll it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll do better on the next one.